Hi, guys. So I just had a group coaching call for my Bloom tier and above for Body Soul Connect, which is my community, which you can access through my website. Check the description for how to access it. And I wanted to come on here and kind of give a group coaching session here as to what we covered tonight. It was a really profound talk, an intimate group, not very many people, but successful and inspired me to want to share the whole process and let you in on what I've been doing in these group coaching calls. So I want to thank you for being here and for checking out this session. The name of the presentation tonight was Body Soul Connect: Navigating Unwellness with Awareness. And the session goal was to empower participants to recognize their personal responses to feeling unwell. So reflect on the effectiveness of these responses and cultivate a deeper connection between physical and emotional states. I asked people to sit comfortably, so I'll ask you to do the same thing, to grab a journal or a notebook, and as well as a pen, because you'll be journaling in this session. And if you like to have background music, something meditative, something that's calming, relaxing for you, would be recommended. So I want to welcome you to this session. I'm so glad you're here today, dedicating this time to yourself and to your well-being, and checking out my version of well-being, what I've navigated into, and how I like to help people with their wellness. So the focus today is on a very common human experience, which is feeling unwell. And this is something we all go through, whether it's a slight headache, persistent fatigue, or a feeling of unease, or something more significant. For me personally, I am feeling unwell today. I had a manicure debauchery. I broke a nail. There was a tip on it. It hurts a lot, and I kept banging it. So yesterday I had to go into the manicurist, and when I was in there, it was so painful. I thought I should have been in urgent care. I'm also having a perimenopausal female issue, and so that's kind of got me tending to my own health as well today. And really, it's been going on for a few days, but I just really started tending to it today. So often when we start to feel unwell, our immediate reaction is to push through, ignore, or perhaps even panic, depending on what it is. And today we're going to explore a different approach than you normally take, one of mindful pause or conscious inquiry. So, what I did in the session was I invited people to take a moment to close your eyes. And if you feel comfortable, or simply, close your eyes or soften your gaze, whatever you feel is best, and bring to mind a recent time or even a recurring pattern when you started to feel unwell. It doesn't have to be a major illness, just something noticeable, a noticeable shift in how you're feeling. And think about that initial moment, that first kind of whisper or the first feeling of unwellness. And what do you do? What's your immediate automatic response? So keep those thoughts in mind, and without judgment, just observe. Do you tend to push through, ignore the signals? Do you immediately reach for a quick fix like a medicine, caffeine, sugar, distractions? Do you become anxious or worried, Googling it incessantly, or just worrying about yourself? Do you withdraw from others? Do you become moody or sullen? Do you blame yourself or your external circumstances? Do you blame someone? Perhaps you have a go-to coping mechanism that you always default to. So it could be one of the quick fixes that I mentioned, or it could be something else. Do you always book an appointment with your doctor, or do you complain to your mom, or what do you do? There is no right or wrong answer. We're simply bringing awareness to our habitual responses. So, for instance, my response tends to be to ignore it. I don't know if this is exactly pushing through it, but this finger, the manicure got ruined a few days ago, and I kept banging it and it kept pulling back. And then finally, yesterday, I had to call my manicurist in urgent need to fix the manicure and to take the nail off. Um, and so there was a tip on it, and then there was the powder dip, and I had to get a new manicure. But then this one, I have to wait several days. So, anyways, off topic, sorry. But essentially, I think I kind of ignore it and I mean, I do think I'm mindful about it at this point, but my tendency is to kind of ignore it, maybe push through it, and then get to it if it gets bad enough. So now let's take these observations to your journal. So you want to open up your notebook now. And I ask you to journal on the following prompts I'm going to give you. Now, because this is a YouTube live and not an actual live coaching session, I'm not going to leave the blank spaces. So if you're following along, then you can always go back and kind of fill in the blanks. But in any case, journal on the following prompts. So you don't have to write down what I'm saying, just list your responses to what I'm saying. And give yourself permission here to be honest and curious about yourself. And, nobody's going to see this, only you. If you want to share in the chat, that's amazing. If you want to join me on my next community coaching call, that's awesome. I would love to see you there. But there's no need to edit yourself or judge. Just let the words flow, kind of like um, spontaneous writing, flow of thought. There's a word I'm thinking about, but so the journal prompts are: when I start to feel unwell, physically, mentally, or emotionally, my immediate actions or reactions are, and then list everything that comes to mind. So your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors. So I'll read this again. When I start to feel unwell, physically, mentally, or emotionally, my immediate actions, reactions are. And so, yeah, so just list everything that comes to mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors about this, what you notice, what this question prompts you to feel, to think. You can kind of break the fourth wall on it if you want to. Journaling prompt number 2 is: how do these actions, reactions serve me in that moment? What do I gain from them? So, how does this serving me? What I do when I'm feeling unwell, how do these serve me in the moment? And what do I gain from doing them? So, an example could be you gain control, you gain relief, you gain distraction, you gain avoidance, maybe, of going there, of getting deeper. Could be anything. These are just examples that I'm listing. But how do these actions, reactions serve me in that moment? What do I gain from doing them? And on the other side of things, how do these actions, reactions not serve me, either now or in the long run, most likely? So I might do something now to help me, but how are they not serving me in the long run? What might I be missing out on by defaulting to them? So, how do these actions, reactions not serve me in the long run? And what might I be missing out on by defaulting to them? And some examples could be maybe a deeper understanding of my body's needs, true healing, an opportunity to rest, connection with myself. And then lastly, if I were to pause, truly pause before reacting, what might be possible? So if I were to pause, truly pause before reacting, what might be possible? in dealing with my feeling of unwellness. So, thank you for that deep personal work. Now we're going to transition into a short meditation designed to cultivate that pause and generate a deeper connection with our wisdom. So, normally between that, we would share in a group situation. Some people would want to share, some people wouldn't, of course, as in any group. And it's great to hear people's insights and, just being present and witnessing people sharing from themselves. And also, maybe we can learn, get some ideas as to language that we're looking for that maybe we didn't have. So, here's the deep thought meditation. Find a comfortable position, even more comfortable than you're in now. You can sit upright in your chair, or if you prefer, you can lie down. Close your eyes gently, or find a soft gaze. I just was checking for my microphone. I thought I might have forgotten it. And take in 3 deep breaths. And let them go. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling your belly expand. And exhale slowly through your mouth, letting go of any tension. My dog just sighed. Now bring your attention to your body. Notice any sensations without judgment, just observe them. Imagine you have an inner being monitor within you. This monitor is always providing information, subtle signals about your state of being. Sometimes we turn the volume on this monitor, or we can simply ignore the signals. Today we're going to turn up the volume. Imagine a gentle light, perhaps in your heart space, that represents your innate ability to connect with your body's wisdom. Now bring to mind that feeling of starting to feel unwell again. Instead of reacting, imagine you are simply observing it. See it as a signal, a piece of information, not an enemy. As you observe, ask yourself silently, inwardly, these questions. What is this sensation or feeling trying to tell me? If I were to truly listen, what message would I receive from my body, my soul, my spirit at this moment? What is the kindest, most supportive action I could take for myself right now, even a tiny one? How can I offer myself compassion for feeling this way? Just let the questions resonate. Allow any thoughts, images, or subtle feelings to arise without searching for the answers. This is an invitation to listen deeply. Now feel that gentle rise and fall of your breath. With each inhale, breathe in a sense of acceptance and curiosity. With each exhale, release the need to fix or control, simply allowing yourself to be present with what is. Imagine that light in your heart space growing a little brighter, representing a deeper connection to your inner wisdom. Take a few more moments in this quiet space, listening to the subtle messages within. Now gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel the chair beneath you, the sounds around you, and when you're ready, slowly open your eyes, carrying that sense of inner listening with you. Thank you for that journey inward. The intention of this session is not to eliminate feeling unwell. That's part of life. Rather, it's to change our relationship to it, to create a space for pause, for listening, and for conscious choice rather than automatic unconscious reaction. As you go about your week, I invite you to carry this awareness with you. The next time you feel that first whisper of unwellness, just try one of these steps. Pause just for a moment. Observe what's happening in your body and mind. Ask, what is this trying to tell me? What do I truly need? Remember, this is a practice, a journey of deepening your body-soul connection. Be gentle with yourselves. And thank you for being here today. If you're interested in joining Body Soul Connect at this tier, this is the Bloom tier, I offer a monthly group coaching call where we connect our body and our soul and have some group discussion as well as meditation. And then weekly, we take a walk, a FaceTime walk, just with each other to chit chat and to get out and to stretch and to be in the nature or, in your community or wherever you want to walk from and just get us moving. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.